Hey, Shalom Makiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which will be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Hey, shalom, shalom. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a brief lesson, as you can see by the title. All right, the plan of a madman. All right, we know who this is talking to. You know, Esau, Edom, the so-called white men in the form of these global elites, their diabolical plan, all right, to RFID microchip the masses, man, everybody. Okay, as it tells us in Revelations 13 and 16. And this is a crazy plan. It's stupid. It's stupid, honestly, you know, because it's far-fetched and it's not going to be a reality. And we understand this is him, you know, striving against the Lord, all right, in efforts to pretty much steal back the birthright that his progenitor in the form of Esau sold to our progenitor Jacob eons ago, man. All right, but it's going to be a failed attempt at best. And we can see what he's doing with this AI technology. You know, AI has become a god on earth, you know, and AI could be used for righteousness. But of course, being wicked, Esau being wicked, he's going to use it for what? He's going to use it for wickedness, because this is all he understands. This is all he knows. All Esau knows is wickedness, man. All right, scriptures tell us in what? Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Let's start with that real quick. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 4, and it reads, "Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him." Right, he's proud. He has a haughty, proud, high-minded spirit. This is why they like to live in these high-rises. This is why you got skyscrapers everywhere. Okay, because Esau is high-minded, he's haughty, he's proud. Okay, listen to this, right? But the just shall live but by his faith, man, the elect. All right, we're going to live by faith. Lord willing, we're part of that precious number. We're going to stand on faith, man. We're going to stand on what's written. Okay, we're gonna put all of our eggs into one basket, man. And that's betting on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai fulfilling his word, man. Okay? See, because at the end of the day, Esau's diabolical plan, all right, to steal back the birthright in the form of this AI, all right, in the form of this technocracy that he's trying to erect, all right, is a plan he's reaching. All right, he's reaching is what he's doing. And honestly, the knowledge, all right, that he's executing is wickedness. All right, and scriptures tell us the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. If I'm not mistaken, that's Sirach. Is it Sirach 18, Sirach 19? Let's go grab that real quick. And this is the energy that he operates under. Let me go get this real quick. Bear with me. The book of, let me see here. There, no, I don't think that's it. Yeah, there it goes. The book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 19, and verse 22. And it reads, "The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom," man. Why? Because ultimately, the knowledge of wickedness is going to lead to your demise. Okay, and for all these years, all right, Esau's been operating under this criteria of knowledge. Okay, he's been operating under wickedness, man. You see? And this is why he's been hitting a brick wall every time. And he continues to hit a brick wall. All right, he's not going to prevail operating under this wicked agenda, his diabolical plan to have everybody RFID microchip, man. And that's a plan of a madman, man. Okay, look it. Continuing on, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence, man. Okay, the council of sinners. Here it is. They're meeting up. They're doing these G7 meetings. They just recently had a a world government summit, all right, like maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. And what were they talking about there? AI technology, okay? How to gather data, okay, to have your government operating at a level of artificial intelligence that's beyond this world. Okay, this is the new way of life Esau's bringing forth to the world, man. All right, and in efforts for you to be joined unto it, all right, you're gonna have to be joined unto that digital device the size of a grain of rice. Okay, pursuing the Revelations 13 and 16. Okay, and this is this man's a diabolical attempt, all right, to steal back the birthright, all right, because he knows he done fucked up, and he knows his time is just about up. See, Esau's not a fool, you know. Esau's not a fool now. They search things out, you know. They like to collect data. They like to graph shit, you know. Esau knows damn well that time is ticking. Revelations 12 and 12, okay. Revelations 12 and 12. He knoweth that he had about a short time. What did Esau see? What did Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai reveal to this dude for him to realize that he's out of there soon? Okay, it's a reality. He knows. Let me see here. Let me go. Let me read this again. Ecclesiastes is also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 22, and it reads, "The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom." Okay, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence, man. All right, so when you're watching these guys gather in Davos or what have you, you're seeing a council of you're seeing a council of fools, man, is what you're gazing upon. Okay, ultimately at the end of the day, you see, because at the end of the day, everything that they're planning to do is gonna come to naught. You see, it's not gonna be a success. See, it's a plan of a madman. And matter of fact, I went and got the word mad, right? I got the etymology of the word mad, right? This is funny, right? Under an adjective, mad, right? Okay. Disordered in intellect, all right? Demented, crazy, insane, out of one's mind, okay? Look at this. Also, foolish, okay? Extremely stupid, rendered insane, man. And we know, pursuing the scriptures, let me go get this, that they're children of fools. Let me see here. It's a few different locations. Let me get Job 30 first. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start from verse 1, and then I'm gonna jump down. The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 1, and it reads, "But now they that are younger than I have me in derision." What does Job mean by them, those that are younger than I? Ultimately, yeah, Esau came out first, all right, as upon the birth of Jacob and Esau, but ultimately, all right, there was a priesthood in the heavens, man, since the beginning of time. Okay, read Genesis, the book of Genesis, the first chapter. Okay, there was a priesthood in the heavens, man, before the earth even began. Okay, Israel is first. You see, look at reading again, Job 30 and 1. "But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock." Because we know what Esau would do to the dogs. Okay, if you Google right now, animal brutality against dogs, you're gonna start seeing the people that are involved in that type of behavior. Okay, jumping down to verse 8. "They were children of fools, yeah, children of base men." All right, they were viler than the earth. Esau is a base man. He's the third part of man. You got three classifications of men. All right, the sons of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which consists of us so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, you have the sons of men, which are the heathen. The rest of the heathen, not Esau, but the other heathen nations. And then Esau would be the third part of man, which would be the sons of Satan. All right, the son of perdition, the son of destruction, the so-called white man, woman, and child, man. All right, and that's the reality. 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, tells us their works are after the works of Satan. You see, they're the physical counterparts of the spiritual demon Satan. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, woman, and child. Okay, let's go here. Let's stay in the book of Job. And let's jump to chapter 20. And let us read, let me start, I'll start at verse 4 and 5. I'm gonna jump down though. So we want to get the context of who this is talking to. All right, the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment, man. All right, the wicked, we know the wicked's talking to Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Malachi, the first chapter. Okay, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai put the name, put a name on the wicked. All right, it's Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You see, point blank period, woman and child. Okay, and their triumphing is going to be a short time. They were only given a little season, pursuing the Revelations 20, a short space of time. Yeah, you know, they end up ruling 3 times over. You know, they manifested as the Greeks, which they stole that territory from Japheth. You know, then the Greeks fell, and they came up as the Romans, right? The Romans fell, Western Roman Empire, and then they manifested, all right, in the form of the Renaissance period, in the form of Babylon the Great, aka America, man. The revival of Rome, of Western Rome. You see, but ultimately it's been just a little season though, because remember, a day to the Lord is a day to us is 1,000 years to the Lord. You see, so in reality, Esau hasn't been ruling for that long. Not even close. You see, but at the end of the day, you know, in his mind, he's going to continue forever, as the scriptures say. That in their hearts, they think that their houses should continue forever, roughly paraphrasing the precept. You know, and that's his pride. His pride has deceived him. He's deceived to the point now where he thinks he can literally, okay, RFID microchip everybody. All right, and if they don't comply, they die. That's this dude's mindset. That's how he's operating. That's his next move. You see? But again, he's reaching. Right? Jumping down. To verse 15. Right? He has swallowed down riches. Now remember, this is talking to the wicked. Okay? He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Power shall cast them out of his belly, man. Right, this dude sitting on the gold and the silver, precious stones, resources, okay? Not realizing he's just keeping it warm for Yasha Allah. Because one thing he forgot is that the gold and the silver and the resources belong to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. What's that, Haggai? The Lord said what? The gold and the silver is mine, man. All right, Esau forgot that. Esau thinks it belongs to him. Esau thinks that, you know, Esau thinks that he created the earth. All right, this man, he's a madman. He's crazy. All right, jumping down to verse 18. That which he labored for shall he restore. Check it out. And shall not swallow it down. See, he's not going to be successful. According to his substance, according to what he has, show his restitution peace. Shall he repay. Okay, and we know this man's got so much resource and wealth that it's liquid. All right, but guess what? He's gonna have to pay all that back. And look, and he shall not rejoice there, and he's not gonna rejoice. Okay, this is a vain attempt. All right, him trying to pursue this 4th industrial revolution, all right, where he reigns supreme, all right, where he's able to bring forth life in his likeness, you know, in the form of a transhuman. Okay, that's not gonna happen. All right, his idea of the Messiah coming back to no seed of Jacob being here, that's not gonna happen. Okay, let me continue on. Let me see here. Let me just keep reading down to the point. Verse 19, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, right, which would be our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not, man. And his whole history, his whole track record consists of him raping, robbing, and murdering. All right, his whole history. His history testifies against him. Look at, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. See, he's not going to be satisfied. You know how when you go for a long fast, and you finally, the moment has come when you can break that fast and whatnot. You open up with some fruit. Man, that feels amazing, man. Then you get a nice meal in, a nice nutritious meal in. You got quietness at that point. You're at that point you found comfort. You good. Esau's not gonna feel that, right? In the form of this fourth industrial revolution he's trying to erect. Surely he should not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired, man. Okay, so his desires are not gonna come true. You see, him being able to eradicate the whole seed of Jacob is not going to come into a realization. Yeah, he's going to get some of us, but he's not going to get all of us, man. Okay, he's not going to get all of us. Let me continue down. Verse 22, I'm jumping down. As a matter of fact, I'm going to jump over 21. Verse 22, Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, man. So in the time where he's just about got it off the ground, okay, and his mind just one more step, one more stage, and we're there. You know how Esau talks, ain't gonna happen. He's gonna continuously be in a position of difficulty. Okay? Every hand of the wicked, which are the laborers, the people, shall come upon him. And we're seeing that now. Now you go online, you can see, people speaking out against these small hats. Okay? Standing for Iran versus Israel regarding the whole war that's going on over there between them right now. Okay? Applauding Iran for stopping these diabolical global radicals, man, in the form of these small hats. You see? Because the realization of him being revealed has now come. The Lord said what? He will be revealed in his time. And guess what? It's his time. It's his time. His time has come. They'll be revealed. You see? Because at the end of this thing, regardless of what anybody says, regardless of how anybody feels, as it tells us in Daniel 7, the saints, okay, let's go get that. The saints are going to take the kingdom. Who are the saints? Before we go get Daniel, let me just make this point so we can know who the saints are before we even go get it. The book of Psalms, chapter 50, and verse 5, and it reads, gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. What is this talking to? When you go back to Exodus, the 24th chapter, all right, when the first covenant was made between us and our power, the only nations that were there were the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? And that covenant was made by sacrifice through blood, all right? The blood was sprinkled upon the 12 tribes of Israel, man, the sons of it. Come on, man. There was no other nation there, okay? The saints are the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. We always got to qualify it. All right, Israel is also going to look like the heathen nations. All right, there's going to be Israelites that look like Edomites. There's going to be Israelites that look like Hamites, Moabites, Ammonites, okay, Ishmaelites. Why? Deuteronomy 28 and 64. We've been scattered throughout all four corners of the earth. All right, but the reality is this. All right, their spirit will bear witness with the spirit that they are the sons and daughters of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? There's no heathen that's going to take part in the glory, all right, and the promises, you see, that we're promised, all right, as far as so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are concerned, being the true children of Israel, okay, point blank period. They may look like heathens, but they're Israelites. Their bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You got to understand that, so I just want to make that point. I just want to qualify that. It's something we should be doing for edification. Now, we can go to, what was that, Daniel 7? Now we know who the saints are. All right, the book of Daniel, chapter 7. In verse, matter of fact, I'm going to start up a little bit. I'll start at verse 15, right? And it reads, I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit, in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by and asked him, the truth of all this. So he told me, it made me know the interpretation of the things. These great beasts, which are four, right? The Assyrian, Babylonian, the Medo-Persians, the Greeks, and the Romans, right? Which shall arise out of the earth, right? But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, man. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. All right, the kingdom which is going to be where? On the planet Earth. Okay, unbeknownst to the world. Let me go get this real quick. Unbeknownst to the world, thinking that, you know, we're going to be floating up in the heaven somewhere. You know, no, man. We're going to be on the earth. The book of Revelation, chapter 5 and verse 10, and it reads, matter of fact, verse 9, and it reads, and they sung a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou was slain and was redeemed right, us to power by thy blood of every kindred, tongue, people, and nation. And obviously this is talking to Yahweh Shai. His sacrifice is what granted us access to this truth real time. You see, us having the Holy Spirit on us and being able to actually tap into these scriptures, to have the Spirit on us to repent and turn back. If it wasn't for Yahweh Shai, it wouldn't be. You see, his blood, that sacrifice that Yahweh Shai did sufficed, okay, for us to be granted access to the fourth dimension once again in these latter days, man. There was a time where those bones were going to come to life, man. Ezekiel 37, we here. We here, man. There's no turning back now. Hey, that's a title for a lesson. There's no turning back now. You know, we here. Okay, the new songs being sung, which is the Song of Moses, right? Exodus 15, which is us singing what? The victory over our enemies through our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We are here. Okay? Let me continue on, right? And has made us unto our power kings and priests, man. Where? And we shall reign on the earth. All right, this is it. This is the reality. Hey, this earth belongs to us. 2nd Ezra 6. You see? This earth belongs to us. And it's going to be reestablished, okay? By Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai unto us, man. All right, with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai leading that charge. That's why scripture says that many crowns are going to be in Yahweh Shai's hand. Meaning what? He's going to sit these niggas down out here. These heathen, these proud heathens, all right, starting with their elite, are going to be sat down. They're going to sit in the dust with Babylon. Okay, yeah, they will rule, and they ruled with her for an hour. Yeah, they're going to be sat down as well. They're going to be sat down. You see, because remember, Babylon's the head of the snake. You see, one head of the snake gets cut off, the body's going to die. But yeah, that's pretty much the point, Akiyam and Aqua. I can continue on, but I got to get to camp. I got to get ready for camp. You know what I mean? Got a few errands to run before that. So, you know, hey, Lord willing, you Akiyam and Aqua, we're edified, we're fed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Hey, listen, man, we here. You know, Esau's on his mainstream media, all right, which, you know, him tapping into his witchcraft, you know, spreading folly, spewing madness, you know, and just pretty much trying to create a narrative as if he's still in some type of position of control, you know, when it comes to these talking points of where we stand in time. No, man, hey, it's over for this dude, okay? And ultimately, at the end of the day, with everything going on in the East, you know, in retrospect, we got to understand that chronologically, you know, Jacob's trouble, the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast, these prophecies have to come first. So as much as it's turning up in the East, we have to understand and realize that, and that's the spirit, that Jacob's trouble has to be right around the corner. The mark of the beast has to be right around, with everything turning up over there in the East, man. You know, so Esau's definitely up to something. He has that Genius Act, that he passed back on the 12th of this month, while everything was going on in LA, you know, and situations spilling over in Western Asia, which is the Middle East, you know, with Israel and Iran. This man pushed the Genius Act, all right, through Congress, man, all right, which is gonna change the tone of how money's dealt with, you know, going digital. Why? Because here comes the microchip, and it's June, mind you, all right? And I'm just being facetious. You out there, I'm not quite know what I'm saying. But needless to say, that's the reality. So they passed the Genius Act. Go look it up. Lord willing, I'll do a lesson on it. All right, because this thing is about to get real quick. All right, and the time of testing is coming, man. You know, the time of testing is coming. So, you know, we have to be you know, fully persuaded in our own mind that, you know, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is dealing with us. He's working through us. You know, and ultimately, at the end of the day, he's going to come and deliver, protect, and guide us, man. You know, we got to stand on that. We got to believe in that. You know, shake that, shake that doubt demon. Hey, shake that lazy demon. You know, because as we get closer to the end, man, the spiritual demon Satan is going to work to overthrow us, man. This is something we have to understand and realize, man. You know, we have to be dialed in through the spirit. The spiritual demon Satan is going to try to overthrow you, man. Us. He's going to try to overthrow us, man. We have to stay firm. We have to pray, fast as well as pray. Keep our medicine strong, as our elders and apostles say. You know, Elder Apostle Rakah specifically. You know, we have to lock in. All right, shake that lazy demon, man. Sacrifice, man. Hey, this is the last time. Nahum 1 and 9. This is it. We have to lock in, man. Hey, sacrifice, sleep. We'll get sleep on the other side, man. We'll get sleep on the other side. Sacrifice, sleep. Hey, put anything that comes. Everything else is second to none. You know, it's time to work, man. Study up, read. Put these, you know, us men. Put these lessons out, man. Feed the sheep. You know, we've been commanded to feed the sheep, man. I don't know about you, Akiyam, but I know I can speak for you, beloved, faithful, you know, honest, truthful, sincere brothers. You know, I want Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to tell me, good job. All right, my faithful servant, man. All right, you did what was required of you, man. Okay, you walked through that fire. All right, you face death if you have to. You see, you strive for the truth until death, man. Okay, we have to fight, man. All right, it's more than just putting on this facade in front of the camera. You know, when the camera's off, you're amongst brothers, you're on your solo, you're in society. We have to exercise wisdom with those that are without, because we are a walking representation of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know, we're literally a walking representation of him, man. So how we carry ourselves, how we handle situations, you know, it really does reflect the church, man. And scripture says, do nothing to get the ministry blame, man. So we got to operate. It's time to exercise the wisdom. You know, have our senses exercised, man. I'm gonna leave you with that, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf. I gotta fly. Hey, Lord willing, you were edified. Lord willing, you were spiritually fed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Hey, the water for the precepts. Beloved Akia, Kazak Ban Yahweh, the Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Barakatah to you and your household, beloved brother. Hey, do of thy youth. Hey, Shalom, beloved brother. Hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Barakatah to you and your household. And Shalom to you, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Barakatam to you and your household. Hey, Lord willing, Lord willing, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua keeps us, man. Abaratazai keeps giving us the spirit, you know, to stay faithful, to stay believing, and to stay on course, man. Hey, Shalom.